I have a show at Petzl Gallery called Recirculating Goods. And it's work that continues some of the things that I've been thinking about for a long time, which is issues around class and how those things can be discussed through certain materials. And also thinking about the American landscape. So in many regards, they are landscape paintings is what I call them. And they're on blankets, mostly Afghans, materials that are often made as gifts or made for homes, made for people to share, like in a den or a bedroom or something like that. And so there are paintings on there. And it's called Recirculating Goods because I bought most of these Afghans either at antique consignment shop stores or at thrift stores. And so in some cases, the prices that I bought them for are still on there. So, it's this idea like at one point they were part of a gift economy and then they've moved into a secondhand economy and now they're being introduced into an art economy. In many regards, the blankets came out of the work that I did with the sheets. And I think the reason why I started working with blankets was because materially they were a different challenge in terms of how to paint them and what the paint does when it interacts with the blankets. And also I was interested in this space between what the blankets signify and the sheets. The blankets in many regards speak to relationships. I mean, a lot of the blankets I think were handmade and a lot of Afghans are gifted, so like family members will make a baby blanket or make a blanket for family members or close friends. And so some of these blankets I think were made out of the result of that, even though I got them at secondhand shops and antique consignment shops. A lot of them you could tell were handmade. And so I was interested in that space. And I think that they point to like what kind of happens in a domestic home. Like, there are often things that are on the back of chairs or on sofas. People share them when they're watching television or reading on the couch. So they signify differently than the sheets. I started these works about 4 years ago or so. I'd bought one of these blankets and I began working on it after I'd done a whole lot of other different works. I wanted to try a different material, a different surface, and also a different scale. And so I just started making this work and it started developing and I started moving in a certain direction. Also, I started playing around with the different types of blankets and the different colors and textures. And so in many regards, these works were kind of made without an end sight. There was no destination. And then upon having conversations with Friedrich and studio visits and looking at the work and thinking about where would be an interesting place in which to present them, this seemed like a really good step and a really good location in which to present these ideas. Ideas that deal with the domestic space, but also deal with issues around class and the body, and thinking about those within the context of like an Upper East Side townhouse.